It has just gone 10 o'clock this Thursday morning. You're listening to Jim White, Martin Keown and Stuart Pearce, and we're live in talkSPORT. It's a different tone this morning, everybody, due to some devastatingly sad news. Liverpool forward Diogo Jota has died in a car crash in Spain at the age of 28. His brother, Andre Felipe, has also lost his life in the crash. The accident occurred near the Zamora region of Sanabria in Spain. As I mentioned, with me this morning is Martin Keown and Stuart Pearce, and we will be reflecting on what is a terribly sad morning and desperately sad news. We're just trying to come to terms with the news ourselves, I have to say. Liverpool fans, and of course before Liverpool he played for Wolverhampton Wanderers. What I would say is this, not at this stage, but later on this morning, maybe in this hour, maybe in the next hour, if you would care to join us on air and pay your own tribute, then you'd be very welcome to do so. Just take time out at this stage to think about that, and if you feel that you'd like to join us further down the line, then you would be very welcome indeed to do just that. I'll bring the number to you in the course of events, but for the moment, just bear that in mind. You'll be welcome to join us on air this morning. Diogo Jota. The accident, as we understand it, occurred on a stretch of road, the A52, near the Zamora region of Sanabria in Spain. Diogo Jota died when the vehicle he was travelling in with his brother Andre, who's also a 26-year-old professional footballer from Penafiel, went off the road causing a fire. According to witnesses, the car was engulfed in flames. Diogo Jota got married 10 days ago to his partner Ruta Cardoso, and the couple have 3 children. As I said at the top, bear with us. It's a different tone for obvious reasons, but it's desperately sad news. Stuart Pearce is alongside Martin Keown. Boys, good morning to both of you. Stuart, live broadcasting, it has a habit of catching us all out now and again, and this is one of those occasions. Diogo Jota and his brother both dying. This is desperately sad news, isn't it?
Well, it's absolutely incredible, Jim, to be fair. I mean, we come in this morning looking to do a show that was bright and upbeat and talk about the sporting events that have gone on over the last 24 hours. And this news has rocked the building. It really has literally rocked the building. The sombre mood that we've got here is incredible. The talent that he is. The Liverpool family will have to come together again and unite behind him and his family, and our regards go out to the family as well. The family have lost 2 sons here.
Stuart is absolutely right. Martin, you and I travelled from the 17th floor down to the 2nd floor with Stuart and a number of other people here in the news building, and not a word was said in the lift all the way down. This news is hitting everybody this morning.
Shocking, devastating news. Two young men, 2 brothers, enjoying an evening together, and suddenly it's gone. I mean, devastating, as of course for the family must be beside themselves. That the Liverpool again, another tragedy really that they're dealing with, and everybody else in the football world. It's really quite shocking, Jim.
We'll continue to reflect on this story. We'll bring more reaction to it, and we'll hopefully in the course of events bring more detail about what actually happened. But from London here, let's head out to Spain and join Spanish football expert Phil Kitromilides. Phil, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us at this desperately difficult time for everybody. What is the view from out there?
Morning, Jim. Really wish we were speaking under different circumstances and not on this tragic morning. I've been trying to find out a bit more information and trying not to speculate as to why this tragedy has happened, because I think it's important that we don't speculate what happened for this tragedy to occur. What I have been able to find out from people who know this stretch of road quite well is that this is not a twisting, turning, winding part of the motorway. It's actually quite a straight motorway. I was told that in some parts the tarmacking isn't brilliant, and there has been works done on this part of the motorway over the last couple of years. But the people that I spoke to who know this part of the motorway well say it is not a dangerous motorway. It is also a route, and again, we shouldn't really be speculating as to know why he was there, why were they driving like this, but this is a route that a lot of people take if they're in Madrid to go to Portugal. And this happened, where it happened is right on the border with Portugal, so it is a common route from people who are driving from Madrid to Portugal to go on this stretch of the road. So that's what I've been able to find out in terms of sort of details on the accident and where it happened. But yeah, the sense of shock is palpable in the Spanish sports journalist community, and also just online, the reactions that I've been seeing from, Spaniards, not Liverpool supporters, not people who necessarily follow the Premier League, but this overwhelming sense of, oh my goodness, what is this? It's just, it's actually quite overwhelming this morning.
It is, and when we break down the detail that we have at our disposal at the moment, Phil, and it's very early, Diogo has lost his life, and so too has his younger brother, Andre. And then you add to that the news that Diogo Jota himself only got married 10 days ago to his partner, Ruta Cardoso, and they have 3 children. So the whole fact of the matter is that this boy has lost his life, but it's compounded by the fact that his brother has gone too, and only the other day he got himself married to his longtime sweetheart.
Yeah, which just, as you said, compounds the tragedy, makes it even more difficult to get your head around it, and makes it even sadder. There are pictures of that wedding online on social media from just a few days ago, which just makes it sadder. And at the top of the program, you were talking about the Liverpool family coming together, and I mean, this is going to hit people really hard. And I was just thinking now, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I'm going to have to explain this to my son. My son knows who Diogo Jota is. He thinks he's a really good player. My son's 7, and I'm going to have to explain to him, he's gone. And like me, there's going to be tens of thousands of millions of people explaining to younger kids around the world, this guy's gone. So yeah, it's something that I think is going to affect everybody who is involved in football and loves football and has watched football, has enjoyed Diogo Jota play. It feels like this is something that is going to impact a lot of people. But obviously, this is just an unspeakable tragedy for the family and those who are directly involved.
Phil, if you would stay with me for a few more moments. Stuart Pearce is with me, so too is Martin Keown. We're getting more detail in. The Spanish police have just released a first statement on the crash that they confirm has killed Diogo Jota and his brother Andre. And the Guardia Civil say this: a road accident occurred at 12:30 a.m. this morning, so half an hour after midnight, at kilometre 65 of the A52 motorway in the municipality of Cernadia, Zamora. A vehicle left the road, and everything indicates a tyre burst while overtaking. As a result of the accident, the car caught fire and both people were killed. So that is the latest news coming out from the Guardia Civil at this stage, Phil. And you were right about that stretch of road, the A52 near the Zamora region of Sanabria. So it appears a tyre burst has caused it while they were overtaking. And as a result of that, the car burst into flames and both people were killed. More news, Phil, not of a good sort, obviously.
No, but yeah, again, it's not necessarily for us to speculate as to what's happened. But if we're getting details of it indicates that it was a tyre burst, that doesn't generally tend to happen on good roads, shall we say. So, yeah, let's see what has caused that tyre to burst. I was just looking online, and the first kind of notion that something had happened was at 8:15 or 8:16 Spanish time, when the local government of the Zamora province put out a tweet in Spanish, not naming anyone, saying 2 youngsters have died on the A52 in an accident. The regional firefighters came and got involved. The vehicle burst into flames, and the flames caused a local wildfire, which was then controlled. They were 28 and 26 years old. Rest in peace. That was the first indication, the first information we had about this accident at 8:16 Spanish time. But of course, nobody knew who was involved then. And then around about an hour and 20 minutes later, it was the newspaper Marca in Spain who broke the story. And then just the sense of incredulity, nobody could quite believe it. But then everybody was saying, well, they wouldn't be breaking this story if it wasn't true, and they weren't 100% certain. So that's a little bit the timeline of how this story was reported this morning.
Phil Kitchen-Leaders, thank you so much for joining us at this very difficult time. As I said, Stuart Pearce and Martin Keown are with me. Stuart, FC Porto, another football club said to be in mourning this morning. One of Diogo's former clubs. It is with shock and deep sorrow that we send our heartfelt condolences to the family and friends of Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva, who is also our athlete in the youth ranks. Rest in peace. You guys played at the highest level. Diogo Jota played at the highest level. How does this impact any dressing room, Stuart?
Well, probably my experience going back, I was on the coaching staff at Manchester City. It's probably the best way to liken it. And Mark Vivian Foe was one of our players and lost his life on a football pitch. And the impact that had around the football club, in the dressing room, with teammates, is just immense, you know. And Liverpool have probably had one of the biggest highs that they've had, winning the Premier League this summer. And then obviously the traffic incident at the celebrations, followed by this as well. The highs and lows of life, if you like, are there for all to see in many ways. And listen, I don't think, I never knew Diogo. I've never met him before, but the impact it sort of had for everybody, the state of shock is quite incredible, you know, because of his age, because he was in his prime, because of his brother being with him at the time as well. You know, two members from the same family. It's just horrific.
As Stuart says, it's the detail that's coming out. His brother so sadly has gone too, Martin. Just days ago, barely 10 days ago, Diogo Jota got married to his partner, and they have 3 children of their own.
And his brother also a professional footballer, it has to be said. Jim, I think looking back, you were asking about did it happen in our dressing room? No, fortunately it didn't, but Antonio Reyes was part of our 2004 group. He passed away some years after in similar circumstances, where a cousin of his also passed, and that was a tyre. I know they're speculating at the moment. A blowout to the tyre is the speculation now in this situation, and it's just a terrible tragedy to see it happen. I mean, he's got everything ahead of him, you know, 28 years of age and his brother 26. Huge loss, and the world of football is really massively in mourning right now.
Already many of you wanting to join us on air. As I say, you're welcome to do that. We will be doing that. Many Liverpool fans are calling in. Many Wolves fans are calling in, fans of other clubs as well, because you are hit just as hard as we have been this morning. There is Terry, who's an Evertonian. Jim, when I heard this news, I got a lump in my throat. Behind the Liverpool shirt is a married man with 3 young children. This is awful, devastating news for the entire football world. Our hearts go out to Diogo Jota. As I said, Liverpool fans, Wolves fans, you watch Diogo play in your club colours. If you would like to come on and join us and pay your own tributes, your own respects, then you're welcome to do so. Further down the line, Further down the line this morning, we'll take your calls. In the meantime, if you want to make a note of it, make a note of it. The number to call is 03717 223344. Diogo Jota, the desperately sad news this morning, at the age of 28, has died alongside his brother, who's 26, in a traffic accident in the province of Zamora in Spain.